Well, the one of the very first stories in the Bible is the Garden of Eden story, and the serpent. It never says in the Bible this is Satan. It just
Right,
says the serpent.
right.
Now, scholars and general people put two and two together and say that that serpent was Satan. But I challenge you to find where it says that the serpent was Satan, because it doesn't. I don't believe it says that in the Bible. It's just inferred. And I do remember that there is a reference to the serpent, something about the serpent's gonna strike the heel. Maybe Mike, you know this better than me because you're obviously more knowledgeable of the Bible than I am, about how the serpent was gonna strike the man, and the man was gonna. But basically, it was a reference to Jesus and um, defeating Satan. Now, have you ever heard that before?
Oh yeah, there will be enmity between your seed and the seed of the woman. Now the seed of the woman is biologically the seed is with the man. So the seed from the woman refers to the virgin birth. So that's a direct uh, prophecy of what's going to take place. That Jesus will bruise his heel or crush his head. He will bruise the seed of Satan or seed of the serpent, like you said. See, there I go screwing up and putting that in there, but it's the seed of the serpent will bruise his heel and he will crush his head. So he knows that the serpent knows he's going to be crushed eventually.
But it does indicate that, Satan was an angel. So they have the ability to either change shape or possess, which we've seen stories of animals being possessed in the New Testament. I think you mentioned it in the last podcast about the pigs with the demons inside them. But either that serpent was shape shifting. Say that 10 times fast. Either it was a shape shifting Satan, or Satan took the form of a snake, or he possessed a snake. I don't know which, but the same could apply with, because it's the same creatures that came down and mated with women, and that is in Genesis. We talked about that. Genesis, what was it, 4 or whatever that was? I don't remember where it says.
Genesis 6.
Genesis 6. So that aligns with Enoch, and Enoch is also mentioned in the Bible. And then there's a couple phrases that Jesus says in his sermons that are almost word for word from what Enoch says. I picked up on a couple of those. And then you mentioned Jude and Peter, and there's also a reference in Hebrews that kind of go back, reference Enoch. So people that lived in the world in AD 33 or whatever, they knew about the Book of Enoch.
Oh yeah, they understood this way better than we do.
But I am troubled because I attempted to read that whole book. And I challenge anybody to try to read it, because it starts out, I can follow, and then after a while, it's like, oh boy, it
Yeah,
gets tough. Just like trying to read Isaiah or one of those books.
there's a guy named Ken Johnson that has just written a book and he puts it in English. In
Okay.
modern, he translate it. He puts it in modern language. I haven't read it, but I just know that he's just put it out there. He's advertising it right now, and I probably won't get it because to me, I know enough about the beginning, and that's what I believe is I got other things to worry about.
Sure. But what
Might be
troubled me when I was reading it, though, and you did mention earlier in our talk about some parts of Enoch may have been written by somebody else or at a different time, because there's a whole section where it gets into astronomy, and it gets into the sun and the moon,
yeah.
and when you read it, it's a person from 2,000 years ago interpretation of what's going on in the sky.
Right.
It doesn't really fit modern cosmology or whatever the word is, astronomy.